Hi everyone, welcome back to Wrestling Fun with Father and Son. I'm Father Matt, and this is Son, and this is the week that was WWE. This is the look back NXT recap. So this is NXT. It was the first time it was on the USA Network live for the first hour, and then the second hour went onto the network. For the next couple of weeks, it's going to be like that until the beginning of October. That's when AEW will go live, and then they'll have a little bit of a competition between them on Wednesday nights. But without further ado, let's dive into it. NXT started off with Triple H doing a little bit of an introduction, opening the curtain, as it were, onto a new era of NXT as it goes live. Then they started off with a fatal four-way match for the number one contender for the NXT Women's Championship, which is going to be in 2 weeks' time, Kai. It was Io Shirai, Bianca Belair, Mia Yim and Candice LeRae, and it was a nice little start to the NXT. Obviously, we have seen 3 out of these 4 members have been for the title against Shayna Baszler. Candice LeRae hasn't. With that being said, it was actually Candice LeRae who got like a sort of Jericho type moonsault from the ropes onto, I think it was Mia Yim, and she got the win. So she is now the number one contender for that title.
I think she's going to lose. I think Candice LeRae's going to
lose. Well, Shayna Baszler's been unstoppable. As of recently, she's had that belt for quite a long time now, and there's been no one really to beat her, so you never know, Kai. Will she be the one to beat her? We don't really know. After that, they sort of had a little bit of a stare down as well on the ramp with Shayna Baszler and Candice LeRae. Then we had Sean Maluta versus Cameron Grimes in what I put a very quick match. Sean Maluta, he sort of tried to get the jump on Cameron Grimes by running at him from one corner to the other, only for Cameron Grimes to sort of jump up in the air, do a knee strike sort of stomp thing and get the win really quickly, which to be honest was quite impressive really. Next we have what would have been the main event for the first hour. It was Roderick Strong versus Velveteen Dream for the North American Championship. If you remember about to take over Toronto, there was a triple threat match with Roderick Strong, Velveteen Dream and Pete Dunne, where Velveteen Dream he retained. But this is sort of the next stage of that. Obviously the Undisputed Era have the NXT title on Adam Cole and the tag team titles as well, so they've been saying about this prophecy about how they're going to dominate NXT. In this match there was a nice spot where the Velveteen Dream got wrapped up in the ropes. Roderick Strong wrapped him in the ropes and he was running backwards and forwards, giving him elbow strikes to the face. That was quite a nice little spot. Only for like 3/4 of the way through the match for the Undisputed Era to come down, and yes, they did make their presence felt. There was a moment where there was a little bit of a ref bump, where Roderick Strong pulled the Velveteen Dream into the ref, only for then Velveteen Dream to do his Dream Valley Driver. Tried to go for the pin, didn't get the pin. Then there was Roderick Strong did his finisher with that sort of suplex to the sort of back area. He got a really close and 2 count. But it was the ending basically that the people are going to be talking about, because there was another Dream Valley Driver. The Dream went up to the top rope only to get a super kick from Adam Cole, and then Roderick Strong did that finisher again with the sort of suplex to the back, and then he got the 3 count. So he is now the North American Champion, and Undisputed Era are now reigning supreme over the whole NXT. So they have every single belt, and that was kind of how they ended the first hour. Then they jumped onto the network for the second hour and started off with one of my favourites, and I think one of your favourites as well, Pete Dunne. Yes, Pete Dunne was on NXT against Arturo Ruas. This was a nice little match as well. I quite impressed this. Yeah, he did. He did all this sort of bruiserweight style with the bending of the fingers and all that, and it was that actually done it. He sort of pulled his fingers apart and he had to tap out in the end, and the reports are that he has suffered broken fingers. Now whether or not that is true or not, I don't really know if that's storyline or whatever, but
and
they're saying that.
Keep getting broken fingers.
Yeah, and they're also saying about Velveteen Dream has got a back injury now, so I don't know if that's storyline or that's true or not, but that seems to be. There are 3 people who are on the injured list from this Wednesday, so NXT, but whether they're story based or they're real, we don't really know. Then we had Xia Li versus Aaliyah, and she had Vanessa Bourne with her. To be fair, I rate scrappy match. I thought it was very scrappy from Aaliyah. A lot of errors in this match. It wasn't the most impressive, but it was Xia Li who actually got the win. Then we were going to have a match between Denzel Jurnet and Kushida, but that didn't really happen, did it, Kai? Because 3 out of the 4 members of what team interfered or sort of come from the crowd and surrounded the ring. 3 members of what stable?
Imperium.
Yep, Imperium. Yep, NXT UK's sort of stable, as it were. The crowd were chanting for Walter, and he did come out. And I've got to admit, the Walter entrance where he comes out to just the white background, his silhouette, I just think it's so good. It's so impactful. It just shows you what you can do with so little. I really like that entrance and the music and everything like that. Only for them.
Like a cathedral theme song.
Yeah, it's a little bit. Yeah, he did a bit of a promo about how they're sort of going to restore the honour to NXT. That brought out Kushida, who did a little bit of promo saying it's his time and that basically they're in the way. And he then went and took a shot at Walter basically. And then when the going got tough basically for Kushida, he sort of hightailed out of the ring and they had a bit of a share down. So it looks like they're going to have a match in the future.
3 members got attacked, but Walter attacked him.
Yeah, he tried to get the upper hand. He did for a little bit, but then he sort of Walter sort of tried to reverse it, and then he sort of got out of the ring, and they had a bit of a stare down. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see that match in the future. We had only Lorcan versus returning Leo Rush. Haven't seen Leo Rush for a while, since he was with Bobby Lashley. They've been saying about his ego and that. It's been getting in the way. He has been off screen for a very long time, but he's now returned. And this was for a #1 contender shot for the Cruiserweight title. This match had some quick starts. There was a nice little spot with 3 topes. They call them topes. We kind of call them sort of suicide dive. He's sort of done it, but he's sort of done it through the bottom kind of rope. That was really nice. There was a nice little springboard stunner as well from Leo Rush, where he sort of went onto the ropes, bounced off, stunner, and I was really impressed with that. Did a really nice Spanish fly moonsault backwards salt with him as well. That was really nice. But it was Leo Rush who got the win with the frog splash. So he's now the #1 contender for Drew Gulak's Cruiserweight Championship.
He done the Spanish fly.
Yep, the Spanish fly. It's a very impressive move, that. I really quite like that move. And then we get on to
He could be the next Cruiserweight champion.
He could be, yes, very well could be. And then we get to the main event of the second hour, which was Matt Riddle versus Killian Dane in a street fight. They obviously have had this big, massive rivalry over the last few months, and this is sort of what we thought was going to be the sort of ending of that. But again, another one that got a quick start. There was a kendo stick used in this. They fought through the crowd. They then fought to backstage, out to the parking lot, where Imperium and Walter were sitting at a table, only for them to then get involved in this match. It descended into a brawl. Everyone from NXT just started all brawling with Imperium, and Matt Riddle and Killian Dane. They all fought back to the ring, where it all culminated in a big, massive brawl, and that was how they ended NXT.
But the Undisputed Era weren't there.
No, they weren't there, but you know, majority of NXT were there. And I've seen a video that was exclusive to WWE Network that came after that, where William Regal came out and he announced that next week we will have a conclusion to this street fight, where the opportunity for the winner will be they'll have a title shot against Adam Cole and his NXT Championship. Yep, that is what happened. And there was also another video where Triple H come out to thank the crowd and celebrate with the crowd, in the crowd basically. So it was quite an explosive start to NXT going live. I thought it was a very good show. Definitely better than anything we've seen on WWE for a while, and AEW definitely got a lot to sort of raise the bar to here. That being said, I think they're going to do it. I think there's going to be a nice little sort of competition here, rivalry. Don't like the word a war. I don't really like that, to be honest. I think, to be honest, we as fans just want to have healthy competition. We want them both to raise each other's game. We do want them to watch each other's products, to be fair, so they know where they can raise it and what they're doing and all this and the other. And I think as a wrestling fan, Wednesday nights is going to be a really good wrestling product, and we're going to have a lot to talk about and some really good storylines going forward. So that being said, that was the Look Back NXT recap. If you like this video, please like, comment and subscribe, and we will see you next week, where we will have the Weekly's WWE, the Rawsome review, Out of the Blue SmackDown review, and the Look Back NXT recap. And I don't know, we might possibly put out another unboxing. I've got to think about it. Might possibly go back to doing the third part of the Elite 7T, isn't it? Yep. I'll say goodbye and say goodbye, Kai.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.